Hi, it's me again. I'm getting a lot of comments from people about the things that I've been saying, and so instead of just typing a whole bunch of stuff with a limited number of words, I'm just going to do this. So, someone responded to me, as you see in the comments of this video, that it's easy for me to not think it's a race thing because I'm white. Well, to me, I mean, maybe it's hard for me to see that it's a race thing because to me, race has never, I've never understood why racism happens. Because to me, someone who's African American or someone who's white, it's, exactly the same. So I get that point, but at the same time, like, I had brought up the noose. There was a noose found in the school cafeteria last year, and everyone's like, oh, this is a racist thing. I don't like jumping to that conclusion just because something can be connected to something like that. To me, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And you might think because it's just like I'm, a little white girl from the north who hasn't, experienced it. But I'm sorry if, when I think of a noose, I think of suicide and things like that. Suicide in Boy Scouts. That's what I think of when I think of nooses. Because I learned how to make a noose from a Boy Scout. And the fact that I've had to deal with depression and things like that, that's what I connect it to. I think I connect noose with dying, but not necessarily in a racist aspect, or in a, a racialized aspect at all. And to me, I don't connect the Obama incident as being racist because several African American, okay, I can't say several, at least one African American student was involved. I've heard statements that there might be more than one, but I don't know. I haven't read them. I've just heard it discussed. So the only actual physical statement by the school given was saying that, there's an African American student involved. But, take it however you want. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't even matter what happened if people are willing to perceive it differently. But I'm just not going to, jump on the bandwagon and assume that it's, a racist statement when, that might not be true. I'm sorry if if I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I don't want to make that strong of an assumption when I don't know, all the facts. Yeah, it might be political, I think it was a really, really, really stupid decision. A prank, that doesn't mean, when I say prank, that doesn't mean they did not intentionally choose an Obama sign. They might have thought, oh yeah, this will be funny, let's put this sign on it. But not intending for it to be, this huge thing. I don't know. But I still think that, it's blown out of proportion. And I hate that, people are easily misunderstood, and that's all of our own fault because we all pass judgments. I know I do too. I'm not saying I'm, innocent of that by any means. And, maybe I don't want to assume the worst. And I don't think, given all the facts of the incident, not the fact, it's okay. If you're from around this area, you know that if you don't like nature, you don't have a car, and you don't drink, there's like nothing to do. We're out in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains, in North Carolina, and like, it's a college. People do stupid things. I'm not saying that it wasn't really stupid, because it was really, really stupid. And that action may have caused things to be thought that, weren't intended, and that, is a downfall. And those things are, it's not going to change that it happens. Still, people are going to connect that bear incident with racism and things, whether that was its intent or not. And I don't know whether it's the intent or not, so I'm not going to do that. Because to me, that's a really, given, all the facts, and to me, that's just a really, really strong, thing to do, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm not saying that, it could have been. But from my perspective, yeah, I might, be this little white girl who doesn't automatically assume everything is about race. But, like, I know, I guarantee I'm not going to say that without talking to him. It's like, I'm sure I know people who are African American who would say that they don't think that's about race. But given, the students involved, this area, the only outspoken people in this area are Obama supporters. And I know that doesn't necessarily mean that it might not have been a political thing. But, I think a lot of things get overlooked because of incidents like this. The incident is bringing up these big topics that should have been, brought up all along. The fact that ever since Obama decided to run, there have been people, Democrats, actually I've only heard it from, more recently I'm hearing it from people who aren't, but, my sister is a Democrat, and as soon as, Obama, decided to run, she said if he gets elected president, he's going to be assassinated. I've seen, go to postsecret.com this week and look at their secrets. There's one that has pictures of JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., I think Abraham Lincoln, and some other people. It has a picture of Obama with a question mark. They were all assassinated. Okay, yeah, this racism is an issue. I'm not going to say that it's not, because it is. But I don't think that an issue, I just hate that something that has constantly been an issue is ignored until something like this happens, which might not even necessarily be related to the issue. So I think that if you're going to fight for your issues and you're going to, fight against racism and against, political attacks, that we need to, do that from the start and not just when something happens that may or may not be related. And I don't know if, I feel like, the people who are watching this are like, oh, Gretchen's just this little white girl from the north who's never had to deal with racism or anything like that. And I'm from the north, but, I'm not stupid. But I'm just, I just don't think it's right, or, to make these accusations and to assume these really horrible things when they might not be true. They may be, I'm not, they may be, they may not. But I think, and this is my opinion, you have your own, I think this is a stupid prank, a stupid idea, maybe intentionally an Obama sign, probably. Like, hey, let's grab this sign, it'll be funny. No, it's not funny, it's stupid, it makes a lot of people upset, and it's annoying, but, we can say things, everyone, all people can say things that are really hurtful, and do things that are really hurtful, and not realize it, or not realize really what it's going to mean. And I think every human is guilty of that, and sometimes it's on a mass scale, but sometimes it's not. But so, before jumping to say that I think this was a statement like that, I would like to, learn more about it, especially, from the students' perspective. Yeah, maybe they won't. Maybe they won't ever admit to anything, if there was anything to admit to, on a great scale. But I don't know. I just think it's, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and I know. I think also, dare I mention this, for this to be brought up, I don't know if that really ties in. The whole, within this campus and the students here, it is a generally very liberal campus. And, this has caused, a lot of upset within the school. People are talking about it. People are still going to be talking about it for a while. But within our school, there are also a lot of issues that politically related that we don't address. And because it is a very liberal school, and most people, actually the only on-campus outspoken people I've seen have been Obama supporters. There's, everyone around